Hi everybody, what's going on? Well, you're probably wondering, is intermittent fasting good or is it bad? What's it doing to my body? Is it causing damage? Am I going to get any benefits out of it? So I'm going to share some information with you today that I got from the Harvard Medical School. This was published by the Harvard Health Publishing, okay? So, about intermittent fasting. There's a lot of promising intermittent fasting research done on fat rats, okay? So when they implemented intermittent fasting into these rats, they have found that they lose weight. Their blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugars improve. But again, these are rats, okay? So they've done other studies on human beings, and we'll get to that in a minute. But research suggests the timing of the fast is the key, okay? And it can make intermittent fasting a more realistic, sustainable, and effective approach for weight loss as well as for diabetes prevention, okay? So, you're going to help prevent yourself from getting diabetes by, doing intermittent fasting. So that's one of the great benefits of it. Another one is fat loss. We all want to lose some fat, right? So intermittent fasting just makes sense. The food we eat is broken down by the enzymes in our gut and eventually ends up as molecules in our bloodstream. Okay, so carbohydrates, particularly sugars, refined grains, white flour, and rice, are quickly broken down into sugar, which our cells then use for energy. Okay, if our cells don't use it all, though, we store it in our fat cells as fat. Okay, so what that's saying is, when you're consuming all these sugary carbohydrates, if you don't exercise and burn them all off, then they're going to store as stored fat, and you're going to get, bigger and bigger inflammation problems, and you're going to end up obese. Okay, so sugar can only enter our cells with insulin. Okay, a hormone made in the pancreas, insulin brings sugar into the fat cells and keeps it there. Okay, so when the insulin rises, then the sugar gets into the fat cell, okay? And then if you don't burn all that off, guess what? It stores it as fat. Number one store fat is belly fat. That's why you get it there first, all right? That's why if we don't snack between meals, our insulin levels will go down and our fat cells can release their stored sugar to be used for energy. So when you fast, okay, your insulin comes down. That's when the fat cells can open up, release the sugar for energy, and you burn off stored fat. All right? The entire idea of intermittent fasting is to allow our insulin levels to go down far enough and long enough that they burn off our fat. Okay? So, we have evolved to be in sync with the day-night cycle, our circadian rhythm. Our metabolism has adapted to daytime food, nighttime sleep schedules, okay? So nighttime eating is well associated with high risks of obesity as well as diabetes. So based on research from the University of Alabama, okay, a study with a small amount of obese men with prediabetes, all right, where is it here? They compared a form of intermittent fasting called early time restricted feeding, okay, where all meals were fit into an early 8-hour period of the day. For example, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Or they were spread out over 12 hours, like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay? Both groups Now, The group that did the 8 hours, the group that did the 12 hours, maintained their weight with no gain or no loss. So, a lot of you ask about the ketogenic lifestyle. What do I do to maintain my weight? All right. Well, there you go. You either eat in an 8 or a 12-hour window, and you do it early in the day, not before bed, okay? Because obviously, if you consume, the sugary carbohydrates before bed, right, you're not going to burn them off. So guess what? They're going to get stored in the fat cell and turn to stored fat. I mean, that's scientific proof. I'm reading it to you right here. This is from Harvard. This is not made up. These are facts, okay? So, let's see here. Okay, the 8-hour group, right? The 8-hour and the 12-hour group both maintained their weight, didn't lose any or gain any. However, okay, the 8-hour group, in that 8-hour window, they had a dramatically lower insulin levels and significantly improved insulin sensitivity, as well as lowering blood pressure. The best part, the 8-hour group also had a decreased appetite. They weren't hungry. They weren't starving. They weren't feeling like they had to eat because they got used to eating in that 8-hour window. So when it's not their 8-hour window, they're not hungry. That's amazing, isn't it? So intermittent fasting, yes, it's perfect. It goes to great with keto. I mean, it's like hand in hand. You get much more benefits out of the ketogenic lifestyle if you implement intermittent fasting in there as well. You're going to burn more fat. It's just science, okay? Just by changing the timing of meals, by eating earlier in the day and extending your overnight fast, people significantly benefited metabolism, even in people who didn't lose a single pound. So it's going to help raise your metabolism to, have a more fat burning effect. All right. So here's the deal, everybody. There is some good scientific evidence suggesting that circadian rhythm fasting, intermittent fasting, when combined with a healthy diet and lifestyle, can be particularly effective approach to weight loss, especially for people at risk for diabetes. So if you're pre-diabetic, jump on this ketogenic lifestyle. Jump on the intermittent fasting train and save your life before it's too late. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. All right. However, people with advanced diabetes or who are on medication for diabetes, people with a history of eating disorders like anorexia or bulimia, and pregnant or breastfeeding women should not attempt intermittent fasting unless under the close supervision of a physician who can monitor them. Okay? So if you don't have any of those conditions, intermittent fasting is fine for you. If you do, consult with your doctor or physician before you try intermittent fasting. All right? So, what I hope you gained out of this is these 4 ways that I'm going to tell you to use this information for better health. All right? Number 1, avoid sugars and refined grains. The white flour, where was it here? The white flour and rice. Okay? Avoid that at all costs. Number 2, let your body burn fat between meals. That's the intermittent fasting. When you're not eating between meals, okay, and you had an 8 or a 12-hour eating window, that's intermittent fasting. Don't snack and be active throughout your day, all right? So let your body burn the fat in between meals. That's number 2, all right? Number 3, consider a simple form of intermittent fasting, especially if you're starting out. Don't try to jump right in like, some of us veteran intermittent fasters do. You got to start out small or else you're not going to succeed at trying longer fast, all right? So, try the 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. eating window, or an even better eating window that I implement into my own lifestyle is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., but definitely not in the evening before bed. All right. So, number 4, you want to avoid snacking or eating at night. You want to do that all the time. So you want to make a cutoff, all right? Say 7 p.m. every single day. You're not going to eat nothing until the next day, all right? And you'll have better weight loss, because you'll be fasting, especially while you're sleeping. So you're not going to be hungry. You're not going to be craving nothing because you're going to be asleep. So that'd be 8 hours of your fast right there, okay? So what I normally do, right, is one day I'll eat from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then I won't eat the next, after 3 p.m., I won't eat no snacks, no nothing. I'll just have my water, my black coffee, my green tea with my pink Himalayan salt. If I get hungry after 3 p.m., I will have a tablespoon of Bragg's apple cider vinegar. Now, there's a lot of benefits to that too, and I'm going to share some of them with you in the next couple days in another live video like this. But, so I'll take a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar if I get hungry after, my eating window ends. But so the day one, I'll do an eating window from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's a 4-hour eating window. That means I'm fasting for 20 hours, okay? The next day, I'll have my eating window be from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So see, that's a 6-hour eating window. So in turn, that means I fasted for 18 hours, okay? And then once a week, I'll do we'll say 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., okay? So that's an 8-hour eating window, which means I fasted for 16 hours. And I don't do the same, fasting every day because your body will grow accompanied to it and it will get into a routine and it will know, hey, I'm getting this food at this time. So let's make this food last till that time so that, we don't have to go in and burn stored fat. So you want to keep your body under stress. That's what's going to help you burn more fat. All right. So hopefully you got some value out of this. Yes, intermittent fasting is great for your health if you do not, have advanced diabetes or you're on medications for diabetes. Or you have a history of eating disorders like anorexia or bulimia. Or you're pregnant or breastfeeding. If you have any of them conditions, make sure you consult with your physician before you do intermittent fasting. All right? So thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, if you found some value out of this, if you got some friends that, might be pre-diabetic or obese or, other health complications, reach out to them. Share this video. Tell them to follow me or, go to my YouTube, subscribe to my page. I'm always sharing valuable stuff to help you with your health. All right? Bye.